Good evening. Hello, Katane?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
And thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show tonight.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Where were you playing? What did you play last night?
Last night was Rick Agnew Band show at the Near Dark Festival in Oakland.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a great show. The bands were wonderful. Kind of a lot of death rock, gothic, very old school sounding, but these are younger bands.
Ah,
Nice.
Kind of like they just sort of discovered that element. I mean, I'm sure they didn't, but they've kind of got a sound that's very old school, even though they're very young. And see, one band was Oitu, and another one was the Pawns.
okay.
The Pawns, and just some cool bands there, and a lot of fun. Naked Tribe. Oh, Omega Tribe. Oh, I've heard of them before. I'm riding back in the van right now with the whole band.
Nice.
We are in a somewhat desolate area on the 5, and in between receptions, so hopefully we won't get cut off.
So you have
What's that?
so you have different band members in the Rick Agnew Band and versus your band, correct?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And now
Yeah.
Paul Rossler is a member of the Jatan Damone Quartet, correct?
That's right, yes.
Yeah, because Paul's a great guy, man. You've got such an awesome band. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
We're
yeah, he totally is. I've learned so much from him, and we all have from working. We learn from each other, but he's wonderful, and in the studio, too. That's right. You recorded an album there.
I sure did. I recorded an album there, and he did some wonderful keyboards, and then Rick produced the album. It was great.
I met Rick right around that time.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think he had just left town when I started going with him.
Okay, well, we hope to be back there at the end of the year or early 2018, and I'd like to have you guys come in when we do the next record.
That'd be a lot of fun.
It'd be an honor for me, that's for sure.
It sounds like a plan.
Nice, thank you so much. And you've got a song called Past the Sun, which we are going to play after the interview. What's the story? Because the video is very interesting.
Well, the song itself is about. It's kind of about reflecting, being a reflecting, sparkling sort of human substance that shoots off into the universe, and it's funny. I've been reading and noticing things since I wrote the song. How if we're going to make a noise, that it should be a noise that is definitely something reflective of yourself to go in. So
makes sense.
What?
So that makes sense.
Oh, good. So that was a noise that we made to sort of either confuse, trouble, or enhance
right.
our reflections into the universe. And I like during that album. I like to write musically, lyrically. By that I mean using sort of musical words that reflect the sentiment in the song.
Yeah.
Now, the director of that video took a kind of, he wanted to go hard edge in the opposite way to show the banality of materialism rather than spiritual or love or he wanted to reflect kind of the opposition of that. And I thought that was a really interesting concept.
Very unique as well.
Sorry?
It's a very unique concept as well.
Yes, yeah. And we're now just almost at the very end of our second album and also writing for our third and doing different projects in between as well. So we've got a healthy band relationship going on as far as growing music.
Nice.
Do you kind of feel like when you're writing that your like lyrics and things like that are they kind of influenced by just kind of your own personal life, or are you influenced as well by kind of the political climate and the things that are going on, in the world, like political climate, that kind of thing, or is it just kind of your personal experience?
I used to write a lot of personal material, more personal messages that perhaps others could identify with, emotional, personal stuff that was, I don't know, sometimes very, kind of exercising demons and things. But now, not just now, but for GDQ, I like to write more openly, more open themes, social, political, just observations. I don't feel I have any great answers or statement or didactism to pass on to anybody. So, again, the reflections. I know in our next album, there's kind of social political commentary, a lot of death as usual, and dreams also. I like to write sort of more openly or tell stories, but not necessarily personal, emotional.
Yeah, that can be taxing.
Yeah, I did enough of that. I did enough of that in the past. I think that's kind of all I knew how to do because I was sort of in that kind of emotional climate.
Sure, I think it's hard to. With all the stuff going on in the world today and, kind of the division that I think a lot of people feel right now, I think it's hard not to be influenced like that. And I just kind of was curious if you feel like that, is reflected in your art or in your work and just,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at the same time, I don't certain, I don't even know if government even deserves attention.
True that.
There's enough. There's enough going on right now, even in my neighborhood. There's like
for real.
There's gangs and there's advice, not all the time, but I pay attention to that because I'm walking past that house where there was a shooting and we knew the guy that was shot, and that's just as much war and confusion as there is, anywhere else.
Kind of a microcosm, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I see your point.
Yeah. The government's just so out of hand, and I signed a lot of petitions, stand by my personal views, but I got to say that I've lost faith, and I've just turned to anarchy right now, personal anarchy, or, I don't know what to believe in, and we'll fight against the powers that be.
Yeah, you're not alone, that's for sure.
Call them powers. It's just a massive alien confusion.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone in that vein. I think a lot of people right now are kind of, being forced to kind of figure out where they stand as far as, it's just unfortunate. I mean, I think a lot of people feel like the country is divided, and that's kind of reflected, like you were saying, you see things in your own neighborhood that kind of reflect what's going on in the world at large. So, yeah, are you, so you guys are on your way to, where are you headed to right now?
We're headed home, and Paul Roessler, in fact, is doing a little, he's doing a book and song release right now at my favorite neighborhood bookstore. We're kind of hoping to catch the tail end of that.
Oh,
so
cool.
We've been driving from Oakland, but I got to say, I held us up a few times. I'm wanting to stop and get something to drink or take a piss or something.
How dare you?
It's a long, dry drive.
Yeah.
The 5, between San Francisco and L.A.
We do know, yes. You said Paul's got a new book out. Just quickly, is it like a biography, autobiography kind of thing, or no?
Oh, no. It's actually a small book.
Okay.
It's like a tiny chapbook. And he's written a masterpiece song called Galatea, which was inspired by a book that he read by a favorite author. And so he created just a wonderful song, an epic song about the book, about the character in the book, Galatea. So he's doing a reading, a performance, and the book will be available. And it's called Galatea by Paul Roessler, and everybody should get one.
Beautiful. Yeah, I was looking at your discography. You really have a lot of stuff you've done since 1984 or so. It looks like a whole lot of stuff that I haven't heard. I thought I'd heard a lot of your material, and I'm like, wow, no, I haven't.
No, there's a lot. I just wasn't in the country from about 84 until 97, early 97.
Okay.
I was very active in Europe as a solo artist, and
I know that
yeah.
Back in 1995, I know that you renewed your friendship with Roz Williams, and you guys toured and did the Dream Home Heartache release. How was that tour? What was that like? What was that experience like?
It was fantastic. We actually renewed our friendship when I left the second version of Christian Death.
Okay.
He got in touch with me and wanted to work together again, and so I got back in cahoots with him.
What?
Let's see. I went to meet him in Europe in around 91, and then a couple years later we started touring together.
Nice.
Not duetting, but separate bands, but we had him over with his band, and we're touring. And then, in 95 we were able to consummate that with Dream Home Heartache, and that was absolutely wonderful. And we went into the studio with just a couple songs and a couple musicians. We had one song planned to record, and the rest of it we had lyrics and music and created music there, and it became the EP that it is. And it was really a wonderful experience. We were produced by and recorded by Ian Thomas, who had a lot of just a wonderful director, and he says he just recorded us, but his energy was enough.
Right.
The Englishman, we recorded it in Belgium, and we wouldn't have Flowers, which I consider one of Roz's masterpieces, if you've listened to that album.
Yes.
If we hadn't just stayed and improvised and worked through those other songs. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best artwork comes out accidentally,
Yeah.
or not planned.
Yeah, you just gotta go for it, make it happen.
Yeah, speaking of go for it, we're almost out of time for our little chat segment. We want to thanks so much for taking the time to come on tonight. It's your second your second time on the show.
Me.
Yeah, it's your second time on. You were on several years back, I remember too.
I remember, and I think Rick and I were driving back from a show as well.
You were. And we're gonna follow this up with the song Past the Sun. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans before you take off?
Just thanks for listening.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, drive safely. Tell Rick and the guys we said hello and much love, and we hope to catch you in the near future, okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Betty.
Thanks, Jatan.
Bye.
Thank you. Jatan Damone.